Evo front bar that he sculpted and changed to fit the front of his Motorcana Special. This gives me the opportunity to show you how to take something like this once you've made it to your own design, to make a fiberglass mould of it and then reproduce it in fiberglass. Terry bought this Evo bar at a swap meet for just $10. He's cut it down the middle to narrow it to fit the buggy that he wants to put it on, and added a shroud up the top to cover the radiator on Ninja. When you're sculpting your own car parts, it's much easier if you've got something to start with. The first thing I need to do is to look at what Terry sculpted and make sure that it will release from a one-piece mould. I think it will. The second thing we'll do is trim it up and just make it a little bit neater. This bottom lip on the original part is a mess, so rather than try and fix it, we're going to cut it off the die. Terry and I have cut off that lip, which would have been too complicated to mould, and we've cut a piece of masonite to shape that we're going to add on as a lip. Well, we've had a change of plans. Terry's not going ahead with that nose cone now because he's in the process of selling that Motorcana Special. But I'm going to pick up this project where we left off with Terry's, and my son has this MG Midget that he's building. This is a fiberglass front end off it, which was very poorly made, very, very heavy, and we're going to convert this into a one-piece flip-up front end. The bonnet was pretty terrible, so we've filled that in. James has done most of the blanking off, and I'm going to pick it up and get this finished as a die and then mould it and reproduce it. So you'll see all the steps are the same as if we were just doing the front across here, except this time, well, it will be a bit more complicated because we're going to do the whole thing. You can see this timber hasn't bonded properly with the original fiberglass, so I'm going to put some 40mm fiberglass tape over the top. That'll lock everything in place. got a similar problem here with this flare. It's not properly bonding. I'll give it the same cure. I've covered the complete nose cone in gyprock filler, and in a number of areas I put 3 or 4 layers on to fill in imperfections. Now I need to hand sand it in those curvy areas that machines just can't do. If I moulded this front end in one piece, I'd have trouble getting the fiberglass underneath here because it would tend to fall away, and I'd have to stand the nose cone up with the grill facing upwards so the cloth would stay on the whole thing. But the big advantage in making this a multiple piece mould is that I can position the car so that it's easy to lay the fiberglass on each piece. I'm going to roll this over on its edge so the cloth will lay flat on here. Moulding this front end was a much bigger job than if I'd just been making a mould for a front bar, but you can see all the steps that you'd need to take if you're moulding a front bar. I'm really happy with the finished product, and I'm now going to spit these out, see if I can sell a few in Australia. Thanks for watching. Hope you've learned a few things.
If you want to see more step-by-step how-to video tutorials on this same subject, go back to the main page of this video channel, go to the library section, which is reached via the tab on the top left of the page, scroll down until you see the fiberglass and how-to section, and in there you'll find at least 3 other videos showing you this whole process in even more detail than this video.